Obey. Consume. Which do you want? Consume?
I will never obey you.
You just told me you will obey me.
No, I didn't.
Because you're consuming. What's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiju no Kami with...
Krellica Kane.
And if you have never seen They Live, it is awesome. It's about a group of guys who find sunglasses, or a guy that has a pair of sunglasses, and every time he takes it off, he sees the real, like what everyone normally sees. If he puts it on, then he sees some ugly motherfuckers. Because the world has been taken over by aliens and everything is under consume or obey.
Or sleep.
Or reproduce. Or all that stuff.
Basically, we're actually talking about episode 1 of Donbrothers called Avataro. And so, as you can tell by this mock-up of his interpretation of Rowdy Roddy Piper, who, if you don't know who that is, I'm very sorry. When we watched this episode, when the actress for Yellow put on her sunglasses, Oni sister essentially is her name, and she sees aliens, especially in the coffee shop she's in, the first thing we both think of is this particular movie. And it was beyond hilarious. So, I'm just going to leave that at that. Inoue, who is the main writer of this show.
Whoa, now it's so bright in here.
Well, duh, that's what happens when you take off sunglasses.
Wow. Oof. Okay.
But Inoue must have literally watched They Live and like a whole catalog of John Carpenter before starting this movie.
Okay. So starting this movie.
Starting this series.
Okay, so our episode opens up with 21 years prior, some dude's walking by and sees a peach thing appear, and a baby's in there. And then we have the opening song, which
I actually enjoyed.
I liked bits of it. There's some bits I'm not sold on yet. But
I also like the opening dance sequence, everything.
Oh, I couldn't even keep track of that.
Well, so I could. The one thing I really, really liked is you have the 5 Rangers dancing. And sometimes all 5 of them are together, or other times you have like the 4 background on like a green screen.
Well, that was my thing, is I couldn't keep track of everything going on at the beginning. It was just too visually, like everything everywhere, too much going on. You have these waves going around, you have like maybe a ranger there, maybe some up there, and all this stuff. I'm like,
well, okay, to be fair, you get overstimulated way too quickly.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, no, you do. This is not a bad thing. You don't have to argue it. You get overstimulated by too much going on at one time.
But, so, other than that, I kind of liked the song. Not completely sold on it just yet, but I liked a lot of what was going on in the song.
Now, so the episode starts off with this young girl, high school age, Haruka Kito, who wins this award for being the youngest mangaka to ever publish a book. I guess that's like a huge thing in Japan.
And I guess she has multiple volumes already published?
That's what really surprised me.
Because at the beginning of the episode, they made it sound like she was just getting published, but then in the middle of the episode, they're like, oh yeah, all the volumes out available have been recalled, like.
And so she's taking a ride home in a taxi, which I didn't know those things still existed. I'm kidding.
You know how drunk Japanese get?
I know. Anyway, so she's in this taxi, and the front driver, or the driver, I guess.
I just noticed that was in the shot.
Cleanliness is godliness. But anyways, So, he turns, and it's kind of interesting because it almost reminded me of like the horrors where he would turn, actually no, from Kiva, where they would turn into like the Fangires, where they would turn like kind of like into the glass and turned into a monster. Basically, he then goes to attack her. She gets out of the car. She starts to run away. This motorcycle with one of the...
I think they're called Don Fragrance.
Which, once again, he is very pretty. Comes out of nowhere and basically on his motorcycle turns into another suited character. You don't know if it's a hero or villain at this moment, unless you watch the trailers. And then he defeats the guy, essentially killing him, as you find out.
By blowing up the taxi.
No, blowing up the minivan.
Or, yeah.
Because the minivan also stopped. The guy in the minivan ran the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because self-preservation. And basically they blow up everything. He then goes up to the girl and is like, "You're a princess," bullshit like that. Hands her a flower. She starts the next day. All of her friends are happy, except for her one friend, Yappy. Weird nickname, but that's okay. We were in high school once. We had weird nicknames for people. And her boyfriend defends her. That's where she finds the sunglasses. Because she's like living on high. Does her they live moment. Which I want to see two people having a fist fight.
Well, no. She was in the cafe, which was just colorful, but redesigned. And she gets a slot machine of 3 eyes on her phone.
For the third eye opening up. That's what it meant.
Yes, but she gets 3 eyes in a row. Then an eye opens up and sends her the sunglasses. Mm-hmm. And the sunglasses go on her face, and she sees this business guy, or this guy who's got this weird looking face. She takes off the sunglasses. It's a normal guy. She puts it back on. "You are one ugly motherfucker. You look like a formaldehyde face." And then...
He didn't look like a formaldehyde face. That's...
Okay, fine.
Okay, you're mixing your things. That's they live.
I'm just saying that basically he looks like somebody just went crazy with Skittles and...
Actually, I liked how it was done. And then she runs out of there because she freaked out, kind of like Roddy Piper did in the movie.
She runs into other people, and I was waiting for the people to go like, "Someone knows that who we are."
The police officer notices her, just like in They Live. She runs away. She goes through this door that teleports her into another place. Then,
this couple,
and then they're like, "Wait, she recognizes us." Then people start chasing her. And she hits this box that basically is like a spring out of Mario. And I kind of thought of it very similar to They Live, except for the fact that they would find like these portals to go down. This time it took her up. And she transforms, which basically a door opens above her and brings down the henshin.
Well, it was the gun. The gun appeared and went... Yeah. And so the gun just automatically transformed her.
I think because it's trying to tell her you have no choice.
Speaking of Mario, her shoulder pads make me think of the Spinies.
Mm-hmm. Which, seeing the fact that it's the They Live world.
Pretty much.
Certain elements kind of make sense now.
But... let's not get ahead of ourselves. But yeah, so then she gets away from the dudes by this bridge that is disintegrating. Gets away. Next day, she is charged for plagiarism. And
all of her friends and her boyfriend hate her. Her boyfriend, who is definitely low beyond low. He's like, "My mommy said I can't date you." Okay, I've been there. When I was younger, prior to you, because
Duh.
I liked the guy. He wanted to ask me out, but had to get permission from his mom. I was like, nope. Not going there. There's only 2 people in a relationship, and one of them ain't your mom.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of this one kid that lived by us. Every time, Anthony, it's time to come in. I've let you stay outside for 15 whole minutes.
Oh my God.
And she would go to school, every grade level, all from elementary all the way through high school. She would be outside the school waiting to pick him up every day. And then one time I saw him and I think it was his girlfriend walking about half a block away. His mom was behind him.
No way!
Yep.
No way!
Yep.
Oh my God, that would have happened to me
And
if I dated that one
all
dude.
we're
We're
like is one of these days Anthony is gonna go all psycho on his
I was
mom.
gonna say, isn't that the making of a serial killer? When you're, I'm sorry, have you not seen Psycho? He's gonna become a Norman Bates.
But anyway, so then she's all
God,
depressed and gets sent to a world by the sunglasses where I think that's the guy from the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
Is in a prison and tells her to find Taro.
Boy Taro. Which apparently
Is a delivery boy.
is a delivery boy who went to deliver a package to a dude who was feeling sorry for himself because he failed the bar exam. And let me just say, the bar exam is one of the hardest exams in the known universe. I have never met anyone who has been able to pass that exam on their first try. So he tries to give him a pep talk, cleans up his place, which I want him in real life.
No. He instantly cleaned up the guy's place. Like,
Once again, I want that in real life.
the Silver Quill could use that.
I could use that.
Yeah.
Yes. Really? Oh my God! Do I look like Donna Reed? You know, you could help too, house husband.
Do I look like the maid?
You're a house husband, so yes.
No, this isn't even a house. Can't be a house husband if it ain't a house. Because it's not called apartment husband.
Hey, they don't own the house they live in house husband.
But they still have. I don't know, because it's Japan.
Okay. Anyway, so she gets to another school where she sees her friend Yappy turn into a monster.
Yeah, because he's going around like he's put nails in his
Yeah, he went all Walking Dead on his ping pong
paddle.
Yes.
So it's called ping pong paddle. Yeah, so he's got nails on his ping pong paddle as if he's trying to summon the Cenobites or something, and he turns into a monster as he's challenging them.
Challenging a gold medalist ping pong player. I didn't know there was a medal for ping pong, but I'm learning new things.
We're talking about a sport that has people sweeping on ice.
I don't get curling either.
They're just sweeping. It's like, wow, I hope you have the cleanest houses ever because you have made a sport out of it.
Actually, that makes sense. Do curling players, I'm assuming they're called players, I don't know what the term is, but do they practice by sweeping their own homes?
I don't know. It's a stupid sport, regardless. But anyway, I mean, it's worse than soccer.
Okay, I don't play soccer, but I know there's a lot of fans who like soccer.
I know, that's why I said that. Because then I can get, ah!
Okay, anyways, so she transforms again. Then we have...
The Don Fragrance dude shows up, kicks her to the side, says to the other dude, you let your greed get the best of you, kills him, presumably. I mean, it is Sentai after all.
Okay, actually, we forgot about one hilarious thing. So, the dad says that she's supposed... Well, I'm assuming it's Momoitaro's dad, because...
his pseudo-dad.
Pseudo-dad. But anyways, he said you need to swear fealty to him. So, first she sees Kiji brother, the pink...
Well, oh, no, wait. I thought you were going to go before that, because when she comes back in the real world, she's like, Momo Toira, and this old guy shows up.
No, that's at the end.
No.
No, that's the last thing at the end, because the next thing is the dog. That's the end of the episode.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But she bumps into the actual Momoitaro.
Yes,
but she doesn't see his name tag.
Yes, that's
and so she thinks the blue guy is Momoitaro.
You mean the
villain guy.
Oh.
Well, because that's what she was going to look for. But the pink guy comes in, Kiji brother, and...
he comes in...
And so she slides on the ground. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's sliding on the ground to him. I swear fealty to you, Momoitaro. And he's like, do we even have time for this?
And then they transform, and he does his puke on screen, like that image we have right there on the thing. Like the lighting doesn't even match the act. Oh.
Okay, moving on from the bad CGI. Let's move on from that for the moment.
Okay, and then she's fighting, and then Pink's fighting, and then the Don Fragrance Goose shows up. Then he kicks her. Then he goes and kills Yappy. And then then the minions suddenly start working for him?
Well, I think he's an alien too.
But I'm
because he even said the greed on this world is ridiculous.
But the minions showed up, were attacking the people with Yappy, transformed Yappy. He shows up, he kills Yappy, then the minions suddenly work for...
No, Yappy is... Basically, all these humans, from what I gathered, are turning because of greed of some sort.
Yes, but
And the minions were not working with Yappy. That just was happenstance.
Oh, I thought... because they appeared as soon as he transformed.
No. They weren't working with him because he's bad.
But then he goes and transforms the gold medalist into a monster.
So basically, he was already starting to transform. So basically, he escalated the transformation.
Yeah, but what I mean is But why? I mean, if his job is to kill the monsters, why is he turning them into monsters?
Because he was, as he said, he was frustrated. He's like, this is ridiculous, and he leaves.
So, is he the reason the monsters are being made? Well, this
is the first episode! You're asking for all the answers in the first episode. Okay, that is not fair.
I don't know.
You're asking for way too many answers in the first episode.
The first episode is supposed to sell you on the show. I'm not sold on the show. I'm more lost now than I was at the start of the show.
Actually, I'm not.
Well, anyway, so the Red Ranger shows up on his CGI.
But he comes in on like a party.
Yes, he shows up on his CGI bike, on his CGI thing, with the dancers that are...
No, the thing wasn't CGI.
Well, whatever. Okay, and then he takes a CGI bike, he CGIs around the background, CGIs the monsters out of existence, the main monster grows big, and the city...
Lifts up,
flips over, Inception style, and he then CGI transforms his mech with a Zenkai Juran mech. They form, and they CGI battle the monster, which, on the one positive side, I will say, I think because everything was it was a non-realistic looking background, the CGI mech battle did not look as bad as I was anticipating, but we'll see if they can actually keep that up for the rest of the show.
Yes, and then we also see God
I don't think it was...
Well, it was the Zenkai outfit, but without all the colors. It was white. So that's what made me think of God.
No, it was black.
No,
It was black because he had black instead of the rainbow. Therefore, I'm guessing that's the Black Ranger.
Zenkaiser Black, it's called.
But I'm guessing that's the Black Ranger. Yes, it's all black.
Oh, I see. But it's called the Zenkaiser Black.
Yes, for right now. But I'm going to guess it's the Black Ranger, the little Persona 5 wannabe Ranger.
No, that's the actor who's supposed to be
Well, that's Kaito.
I know, I'm just telling you.
I'm just saying based on my guess is because he's got black, he's actually the Black Ranger or will become the Black Ranger, whatever.
So it says this version of Kaito Goshikita is the master of the coffee shop, Donbrothers, who can also transform in the Zenkaiser Black.
Okay.
So basically it's Kaito's actor. So, because obviously you saw the proprietor at the back of the shop who was reading a book, who looked up but you didn't see his face when he saw that Haruka got the glasses.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so the mech battle goes and monster goes boom.
Can I say something?
What?
I kind of feel like you just want to hate this series.
I don't know.
Because you're not giving it a fair shot.
Well, because I couldn't follow a fucking thing that happened. I'm sitting there like, okay, when is something going to start actually being talked about? It's just not. I don't even know what. I can't even explain what happened really. Because nothing happened, but there was no time to digest everything. It was just puke all over the screen.
And wow, you released your full rage on camera. You never do that.
But I couldn't follow a damn thing going on.
Maybe this is something we need to rewatch again like we did with Revise.
Maybe.
Because when we first watched the initial episode of Revise...
All I know is that is just horrifying.
Oh, no. Okay, so...
We're on the final screen on the TV.
For the previews of next week.
Yeah, that has yellow, red, and on the other side, pink and black. And it's just horrifying.
Okay, so, one, now you get to see what I mean by he gets overly stimulated and overwhelmed. Because he just literally broke his Kaiju no Kami character and was ragey. He doesn't do this very often on camera, so I'm kind of proud of him of doing that.
But, yeah.
But anyways, let's move on to the CGI. And not the red did this CGI, red did that CGI. So, I want to go all the way back to the beginning, not really the beginning, but when she puts on the glasses, the one interesting thing I thought they did good with the CGI was actually kind of, thank you, honey, was having the elements of like everything being sketched out with the CGI as well. Like, you could see that it was different. So I thought that was really well done for the CGI. Yes, Pink looks terrible. And you can see that there is a real costume because when he does his full transformation, he comes into a costume and then they extend the legs.
Yeah.
So there is a real costume where they show the torso of him as well in a couple of scenes. You actually saw the torso of him when he was doing something rather than a full body shot. So I do agree that I kind of feel like it's a waste of budget to CGI the character when you could just have the character be normal size.
Yeah, I don't get the purpose for this.
So that's where I'm looking at it as a waste of budget, especially for him. Because this is the first time we're having a male Pink Ranger outside of the one time in Gokaiger where they did the entire roll call as Pink. But, so I wish they would do a little bit more, or be a little bit better with it. I am happy that they do have an actor again who is in their 30s playing one of the main rangers. Because I don't feel like we've had that for a number of years.
Yes?
Yes. Since Kyoger.
Kyoger? For blue.
So that's kind of a nice reminiscence. It'll be interesting to see if he has a family or anything like that. So that CGI was terrible. And it was jarring every time he came on screen with it.
Especially that scene when he's like twirling around. It's like he was twirling away from the villain so they couldn't touch him. Because they know that the fight scene would not look right. So why even have a Pink Ranger if he's not actually going to fight?
Well, so there is that. Now, when moving on to like what you talked about for the for the motorcycle, I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it.
It was distracting.
But I didn't care, only because you could tell he was on a bike of some sort, because the way he had his haunches and legs placed, you could tell he was sitting on some sort of seat. Because otherwise, that would be an incredibly uncomfortable position.
Oh no, what it probably is, it just had something on there that had a green blanket over it, or a green cover that he was sitting on.
And his laughter
oh my God.
was... So, I can reference everything else that I have experienced from this particular show. Because we had They Live, now Mario Brothers, and this reminded me of Titus. You're not even doing it rightly. Isn't it supposed to be like, ha, ha, like...
Technically, yeah. Ha, 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 ha. But yeah, he was doing that laugh.
Final Fantasy X.
He was doing that laugh when he finished the monster in the mech.
My
Which
God.
still has the ugly CGI green screen background that he stands on. That was bad enough in Zenkaiger. Why do they gotta continue that garbage? Have an actual set designed cockpit. It's not frickin' rocket science.
So, the last thing I'll mention that I really enjoyed about this particular episode is it was actually told in the perspective
of the Yellow Ranger.
Of the Yellow Ranger.
I did like that. It was an interesting twist to have the Yellow Ranger be what the main focus of the first episode instead of the Red Ranger.
And it looks like it's going to be the same way for the next episode as well. Because she's still continuing her journey to figure out what's going on. So I like that because you get to experience everything through her eyes. And I kind of hope in a way that that's kind of how the series would go. Is that, yes, you have the Red Ranger or the others, but it'd be nice to have the narrative weaved through somebody else's eyes. Where you're constantly with that character, so you don't know what other things could be going on around you. Basically, like, think of a first-person game.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work in a Sentai show.
You never know. They just did They Live in a children's show.
Whatever. Put on the damn glasses.
I remember how this goes. I watched the movie. I've seen the movie way too many times.
Alright. What did you guys think of the Donbrothers premiere? Let me know in the comments. Click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support me. You were supposed to keep them on.
Why?
Fine, give them to me.
I have regular sunglasses. I have prescription.
Regular sunglass?
Yes, I have prescription sunglasses I can
Well, it's not turning into a sword.
Oh, actually, I forgot to mention. Did you think that the sunglasses look like what they had in Go Busters?
A little bit. So, I lost my... Oh, yeah. You can support the channel at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Discord. Kaiju no Kami, and the website creativitybydesignllc.com. And there's a shop where you can buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise. creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. Until next time.